We have Sharone Rosen and Mark Hochberg in the studio. They're both in Old Pros, Theater Guild, All Musicians Club, Jazz Club, Saddle Club, Broadway Lovers Club, along with the Village String Band. Mark plays piano with the Woods Combo and occasionally fills in with other bands. Sharone is in the Publishing Club. She plays banjo and or guitar with the Feisty Women in Salt Creek. She made a point of telling me that they both don't play pickleball.
No.
So welcome, Sharone and Mark.
Thank
you so much for coming on.
I just wasn't sure if being non-pickleball players would disqualify us.
Well, occasionally we have non-pickleball players. Actually, my first couple, they don't play pickleball.
Okay.
So anyway, welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And let me get started.
Okay.
Where are you from?
You want to start?
Well, we're both native Southern Californians.
Okay.
I think we went to the same, we're born in the same hospital too, right?
But several years apart, yes.
Several years apart.
Not that much.
Three is
Cedar
several.
Lemons Hospital, Hollywood. When I was very little, I lived in Boyle Heights till about 5 years old. And then we moved to El Sereno and then eventually Alhambra in the San Gabriel Valley. And I played piano since 5 years old. My parents said, when we get a house, we moved to El Sereno, we finally got an old beat up piano. They thought I had some talent, so they started me on the piano. And I went to Alhambra High School, East LA College, Cal State LA. Most of my work in the past was for the LA City Recreation Parks Department.
Okay.
And I worked there almost 30 years. And I had an aunt and uncle, my mom's brother and sister-in-law.
Wait.
Too much.
We'll get to.
Oh, all right.
We'll get to.
To get him
there.
started.
I see that. And Sharone, where are you from?
Also a native Californian, as Mark told you, born in Hollywood.
Of course.
Of course. When I was born, my family also lived in the San Gabriel Valley. Then we moved to Culver City, which is where I grew up. Went to Culver City High School, and then West LA College, which I could walk to, and then transferred to Cal State Northridge, where I got a degree in theater, because that was very helpful in life.
Okay. How long, and I know the answer to this because I was there, how long have you been a couple? A couple, not married.
Actually, a couple.
7 or 8 years.
No, I haven't lived here that long.
Yeah, it's
Just seems like 8 years.
2016.
I moved here at the end of 2016. We met very shortly thereafter in the Sunshine Performance Club. Mark was accompanying.
We're not there yet.
Okay.
We're not there yet. Okay.
So we've actually been a couple, I would say, about 6.5 years, because we met about 7 years ago.
Okay. And then how long have you lived in Laguna Woods?
I've lived in Laguna Woods about 11 years.
Okay.
And I've lived here just about 7.5 years.
Okay. All right. Now we can get started.
All right. Okay.
How did you meet?
We have different stories about that.
Okay.
But you tell your story.
Okay.
I think it's more
Well, we
accurate.
can hear both
Yes,
stories. We have time.
Well, he thinks that it was some enchanted evening when he was playing piano for a show.
Okay.
And it was not. He was in the dark. I saw there was a piano player and people were using karaoke tracks, and I thought, why?
Okay. Excuse me, Mark. Tell your version right now.
All right. I thought she had met me when I was playing the piano for the show and was in the dark, and I thought she saw me and said, he looks interesting.
He was in the dark. I
But
didn't see him.
we were both performing with Sunshine's
Okay,
group.
all right.
Yes.
At that time, there weren't too many other bands or musical things, especially when I moved here.
Okay.
There wasn't much of anything.
Okay.
I was lucky. I went to TGIF one day, and before it was remodeled, they had a piano in the entrance. So I
Right.
sat down afterwards, started playing the piano. People gathered around, and Sunshine and her husband David were there, and he said, "Can you play this?" I said, "Yeah." And can you play? So eventually, I got to start playing with her shows.
Okay. Sharone.
Okay,
All right.
so when I first moved here, and I thought, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What's going on here? In the Globe, I saw the Sunshine Performance Group, so I called, and she said to come in and audition. And Mark was the piano player, and what song, what key, he could do anything. And so I started to perform with the group, and we just kind of got to know each other from performing together, and just started hanging out together. You're going to that? I'm going to that. Let's go together.
Okay. And then, did you take Sharone out on a date?
The first time was like a date, and we went to the Sizzler. the Woods Combo was playing at Clubhouse 2. I think it's for an art show, was it? Well, you know, in the back patio. And Sharone was there. And then was it afterwards or during intermission? I guess it must have been afterwards because we spent time.
Yeah, it
I
was
said,
afterwards.
would you like to go out and get something to eat? Because I was hungry and she looked like she was. So we had to, I thought of the Sizzler was close by and you can get the all-you-can-eat salad bar and all that
Okay, Sharone, was that your idea of a first date?
It was fine. Because it was unexpected.
Okay.
You know, I didn't
know what to do
expect
for
it.
that first
I didn't know if he was interested, if he was not interested. I thought if he was interested, that'd be a nice thing. If he wasn't interested, okay. But yeah.
So, Mark, okay, you're the guy. What happened next?
We started seeing each other more. We went to different events in Laguna Woods. She hadn't been to
I
too.
asked you out next to go
Where was
to
that?
when we went to hear Bruce's band over at the park and wherever that was. Because
Oh, was that the next thing?
Yes.
Oh, I had a big hula hoop thing. I was doing
Yes.
that.
It was a friend of mine from the Valley, because I lived in the Valley for an entirely too long of a time. His band was playing. I didn't know the area, so I have no idea where we were. But
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
she
a park,
had me
and
carrying
it was
all
really
these heavy chairs, and we had such a long way to walk.
He didn't want to go. I had to
Parked
talk him
way,
into it.
way far away. And said, what am I getting myself into?
I know. And my friend said, is that your new boyfriend? I don't know. I think so. I'm not sure.
So now this is the second time together. We're not calling anything a date quite yet.
Right.
Okay, and then Mark, what was your next move?
Well, we went to other things here. I think we went to the drum circle at that
Mm-hmm.
time, and
And just different dances, and you know, I would bring food, I'd cook, or you know, so.
yeah, I went to her house, got to know her dogs, which are our dogs now, and she came to my place. I went to your place more than you came to my place.
Yeah. Well, we went to your house if we needed to rehearse for something. 'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't have a piano.
Okay.
You made Elliot, my brother.
So, Sharone, for everybody, Sharone and I were co-writers for Tales from the Woods. She was one of the actors. I was behind the scenes. You brought Mark on. Well, you were a couple at that point, correct?
Yes, but at that time, Terry was still
Yes.
Terry Louise Fisher
Yes.
was still writing the show, and she wrote Mark's character and brought him in to begin with.
And you were a couple at that point?
We were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So then how soon after you met did you get married?
After, well, let's see, we met about 7 years ago, and we got married almost 4 years ago. Next month will be our 4th anniversary. So I guess that's 3 years.
We stretched it
Yeah.
out. We just did more activities.
Yeah, and I did not expect him to propose. It was not anything I was looking for. I mean, honestly, when I first moved here, my cousin lives in the village, and she said, I know you're going to meet somebody. I'm like, I don't know, I'm done. I'm not dating anymore. I don't want to take care of some sick old man. No, I'm done. So I didn't expect it. And when we started hanging out and kind of became a couple, I still didn't expect it. So I was very surprised when he proposed.
By the time we did Charlie Brown, we were pretty
Yeah.
Did
close
he
to-
propose? Did you propose during COVID?
I proposed.
No,
at
before that.
We went to Woodstock. I think it was 2019. That was
And it was
right
my
before-
birthday.
It was on your birthday. And we went outside. That year they had a lot of the bands playing inside doors.
Right.
But Sharone
And it
put
was
up a
especially
tent.
hot outside, so we'd never used the tent.
We went to her tent so we get out of there just to visit for a while. And I had a plan. I didn't know what was going to be there in the tent. But then I looked at you and I said, you know, I can't get down on my knees. And I don't think I can get backed up again. My knees were hurting. So I said, and then I was kind of fumbling what I was saying. And I said, will you, I showed you the
I
ring.
just started crying,
Gave you the
you know.
ring. And you went like,
'Cause I didn't
will you
expect
marry
it.
me? And did you think about how long did it take you to say
Well, I said
yes?
yes right away.
Okay. So then she ran back in the clubhouse with her ring, and she was showing it off. She put it on Facebook. She showed her ring.
Well, here's the thing that when we tell people, everybody finds surprising. Neither of us was ever married before.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
right.
a big
Yeah,
thing.
so people are very surprised and go, oh, so you were divorced and you took your time? No, never married.
Right.
Told him he ruined my joke, because my joke has always been, it's not that I was never married, it's that I missed 3 divorces.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was engaged in 1988 for a short time, but I cut it
So
off.
was I. Oh.
Yes, yeah.
No, actually, for me, it was
That's it.
1990, but yeah.
I cut it off. I had problems with her parents, and I just didn't think it was a good situation, so I cut it out.
So better to end it before than
Yeah.
Skip the divorce.
skip the divorce. Skip the divorce.
And you were in 3 maybes, or what do you call
Well, one was only 12 days away from the wedding when I called it off. The other 2 were in discussion.
So if you decided to get married in 2019, why did you wait until 2020 to get married? And I know this because I was the only person at the wedding.
That's right. Well, and when we decided to get married, then we started to make plans, and we wanted to book the clubhouse, and we booked the clubhouse, and we wanted lots of time to get it planned right. And Mark had brain surgery.
It wasn't.
It was fine. He had a benign cyst
that
on his
was
head.
in January 2020.
Yeah. So we.
Oh, that's right.
So we had to put it off, and while he was
Oh,
in the
that's
hospital,
right.
that's when COVID started rolling through.
Right.
So we put it off a little further, and then COVID wasn't going away, and I said, "Oh, the hell with it! Let's just get married."
Right.
And we could only bring one witness with us.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so Sheryl was our chauffeur, our flower girl, our witness, our videographer and photographer. What else? Oh, our maid of honor.
And the guest afterwards at the reception.
Yes, and the guest at the reception. Yes.
Right.
We tried having a wedding in one of the clubhouses, but we couldn't get
Everything
people
was
to go.
closed.
Everything was closed.
up.
And we were going to try to have a small wedding in the
Backyard.
we have a pretty big green area behind our place. We
Right.
were going to try to do that, and then
Right.
too many people wanted to come because you couldn't have more than 20 people
Right,
outside.
Right.
Okay,
right,
forget that.
Right.
So there we are.
All right. Well, so changing topics for a second.
Yes.
I am extremely proud of you for writing a book.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell me anything about it? Because I haven't read it yet.
Why not? Okay, I wrote a novel. It's called Bathsheba's Harp, and it's a look at the different stories from the Hebrew Bible of women from before King David's era, from their perspective,
Right.
because most of the women in the Bible have either no name at all,
Right.
or they're mentioned in like 2 sentences.
Right.
And so using different background information, I just brought these out into full-fledged stories. So anybody who reads it, it is Bible-based fiction, which is kind of redundant, and but it's fun and it's sexy and it's feminist and the characters are good, and it's just Bathsheba. It ends up being a priestess of the Hebrew women. And it's through the gathering of the women that these stories are told. It's her story from her childhood up until Solomon is coronated, and then all the other stories combined.
Right. Oh, I will read it. I will read it.
Warning, lots of sex in this
Oh,
book.
lots of sex,
Lots
okay.
of sex in this book.
There'll be an audio version.
I mean,
too,
there's so many big gats in there. You know, they had to come from somewhere.
Well, this is exciting.
Thank
I will definitely take a look at it and read it. And
Read it,
And
yes.
then ask you lots and lots of questions.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for
you.
coming on. I didn't know the backstory. I only knew about the wedding. So, so thank you. This has been fun.
Thank
It was
you.
fun, Sheryl.
If you'd like to come on to the show, email us at lwvcouples@gmail.com. Include your name, phone number, and email address, and brief description of your story.